Hey guys, how's it going? Jujubear here, welcome back to the channel. Now today I've got a pretty bizarre battle for you. I played it, I think it was a number of weeks ago and I just haven't really been bothered to show it to you, but I think it's pretty interesting the way it turned out. So I brought the PONTUS with me, or PONTUS, and often in Total War, or Total War games, you know, you kind of have talk of, you know, quality over quantity, or, you know, you kind of get like a nice mixture of the two, where you might have like a lot of really shit units and then a couple of mid-tier units and that kind of thing. I've gone for pretty much all quantity. So this is I think it was like a medium funds battle, but with the large armies option selected. And these armies are friggin' huge, man. Almost can't fit on the screen. So what I've got, let me just go into overhead view, is 4 of these Eastern Slingers. A lot of these Eastern Spearmen, I think there's like 10. There's 10 Hillmen following them. And then I've got interspersed between these is Naked Swords and Celtic Warriors. So I think there's about 4 of each. Bringing up the rear, I've got my elite core of horse units. There's a Pontic Royal Cav and Cappadocian Cav. So I think I've got 4 Cappadocian, 2 Pontic Royal Cav, and a Pontic Royal Cav General. So quantity, absolute quantity. Like there's a lot of units. So what I'm facing up against is a quality army, and it's pretty much the perfect counter to what I had brought. So he's brought a lot of hex bearers. I know this is a ridiculous battle. I know, I understand that, which is why I haven't really bothered to bring it to you so far. But he's brought a lot of these hex bearers. So 1, 2, and berserkers. So 2 hex bearers over there, 2 over there, then like a core of hex bearers. A lot more hex bearers up here, a couple of hex bearers back here, and Wodenaz Spear General. Up the front, we got a couple of these longbow hunters. We have 2 horse runners, and in the center here, we've got 4 berserkers. So every single unit on this battlefield right now has the potential to give a scare, or a scare ability, or, you know, has the ability to pull down an enemy's morale. So we'll see how that turns out with my current army here, with my units. I think Eastern Spearmen, here we go. Base morale of 25, and the Hillmen also with the base morale, no, 35. So slightly better on the Hillmen, but that means pretty much nothing. Like, I'm probably not going to be able to keep them from routing. Naked Swords, pretty good, 55. Celtic Warriors at 40. And then, of course, the Pontic Royal Cav and that kind of thing. We've got fairly high morale of like 70 and 60, that kind of thing. We do manage to finish off, or almost finish off, 1 longbow hunter with the combined effort of my slingers. Just made sure I can push back my his skirmishes with my Cappadocians there. But it was hilarious. I was laughing my butt off when I saw his build, because I was like, oh yeah, man, I'm just gonna like surround and destroy. Just like use like a whole bunch of units that can like, you know, I'll probably have like different waves. Like I'll send in my Eastern Spearmen, and then they'll kind of get hacked to death, and I'll send in my Hillmen. And at that point, when the enemy's like really weakened and like, you know, ready to die, I'll send in my core of friggin' Naked Swords and Celtic Warriors. And what am I faced with? Am I faced with like hex bearers and horse runners and friggin' berserkers? So these berserkers can go berserk, of course, but they scare everybody. These horse runners have flaming shot. What else has he got? Those longbow hunters can also do flaming and whistling shot, I believe. These hex bearers have a scare ability as well, and I believe it stacks with the... does it stack? Maybe not. I don't know if it actually stacks along with the ability of the berserkers. The Wodenaz Spear General, I don't believe that has any scare abilities, actually. Possibly not. I mean, if he brought a general's ability with what is the intimidate ability or something like that, that would have been the ultimate scare army. The Suebi really do. They're able to specialize in that kind of warfare for sure. So it looks like I'm focus firing on horse runners at this point. I'm pretty sure I thought these horse runners were longbow hunters. So it looks like these berserkers are going to come in and smash into my Eastern Spearmen. Check out this combat. They're going to absolutely rip them a new one. Let's check out the kills. Wow, 75 kills in the space of like a few seconds. Let's see how these guys fare. Probably not going to fare too well. You can just see a whole bunch of these Eastern Spearmen getting ragdolled. They've gone berserk already. They're out of control. He's already popped Headhunt and Frenzy. Holy shit. Almost 100 kills in that berserker already. And they're going to finish off that unit and charge straight into my second line. Yep, they're getting into my Hillman now. So Hillman only got 8 kills, probably from the Javelin Volley. 183 kills in that one. 143. Over on this flank, I did engage with my Eastern Spearman. I'm going to send in my Hillman. This is probably what I would have hoped the engagements would have been like at the start of the match. And I'm going to bring my my Cappadocians out of the woods and try and get some rear charges. And I'm flanking with my Naked Swords as well, so they hopefully will be able to get some nice rear charges on those units. Gonna just mob these Berserkers. This is not the right engagement for me, and I realize that. I probably should be just kind of giving them space and skirmishing them to death. But I don't have the skirmishes, and I don't have the space at the moment to get some nice rear charges and cav charges in. So I get a last minute kind of charge here with my Pontic Royal Cav. Going to kill a couple of those units, but I'm going to have to pull back because it's a little bit too messy at this point to get a nice clean connection. These Cappadocian Cav getting some nice charges in on these Hex Bearers, going to defeat them pretty soundly. My Naked Warriors, pretty much my only decent unit on the field at the moment, are going to come down, get a nice downhill charge on these Hex Bearers. That's some pretty hectic combat right there. And it's pretty... No, it's not even, not at all. 20 against 3. Finishing off these Horse Runners. These guys are actually quite good against Cav if they can get their Javelins out. So luckily we were managed to hold them down before they can make much of a dent in the battle. With this Berserker, 31 men left, out of control, 44 men left, 13 on this unit left. I think I did get a nice charge in here. Gonna get a nice rear charge into this Berserker here. It's only got 12 men left. But of course, Berserkers fight right down to the last man, so it's always difficult to get them off the field. I realize this is absolutely ridiculous, this match, and I'll probably call it something like that in the comments. It's like, ridiculous match. Be warned. So we've actually managed to neutralize the threat of these Berserkers, all right, with a combined effort of my Pontic Royal Cav and the Eastern Slingers. I have lost a lot of those units. But the good thing for me is a lot of my units are coming back from routing, and he's kind of just holding back with his units at this point and letting me kind of finish off all these different units. So what I'm going to do is going to put it on forward. And we'll just wrap up the rest of this fight. So there's one Berserker there, 6 there. I think there's now 22 Hex Bearers over there that are being finished off. So at this point I'm just going to reform my lines. It's going to take a while, of course, because it's such a big army. I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. Put my Eastern Spearmen at the front. Put these Hillmen up in the second line. Put my Naked Swords and Celtic Warriors in the back. And right up the rear I'm going to have my kind of specialist units, the Pontic Royal Cav and the Cappadocian Cav. So they are exhausted at this point because they've been running around such a big battle. Now, this was really interesting what happened here. I have 2 Eastern Slingers at the front. No, 4. Okay, so one of them's just kind of reforming. And we're going to open fire on the enemy here. Now, just check out what happens with the morale. Because I was very surprised. It just seemed to come out of nowhere. So a lot of my units, they have a fair few men left because they're cowards and they ran away fairly early in that battle. The Hillmen didn't fare so well. Mostly, for the most part, there's like around 100, I guess you could say is the average. Naked Swords are not doing too bad. And the Celtic Warriors probably doing the best out of my infantry altogether. So here come the first line, going to get within striking distance of the Hex Bearers. And I'm going to line up my second line with these Hillmen as well. So just check out what happens here. Look at these scary women. As if you wouldn't be scared of that. Okay, so straight away these Eastern Spearmen are starting to crack red morale all across the board. So my Eastern Spearmen, they haven't even gotten into combat yet. And they're starting to fail. And there go my Hillmen as well. They're actually starting to run away from the fight. Oh, and he does pop, he pops Curse. So the morale on this unit's going to be down by quite a bit as well. And he's just, there we go. So Curse was popped. And the morale on all of my units, all of my Hillmen and Spearmen at least, they're gonna fail. So very interesting to see that happen. Get a nice downhill charge with my Cappadocians into these Hex Bearers. Going to collect a couple of these Horse Runners on the way down. And I'm going to support with my Naked Swords. But just look at all these units routing at this point. The curse is real. That is like the perfect example of a chain rout. Like, I don't... Absolutely amazing stuff on a huge scale as well. So we're going to come in with the Pontic Royal Cav, get some nice charges in here, getting a lot of kills on that unit there. 117 there, 32 here. And the Hex Bearers are starting to feel their own taste of their own medicine. A bit of scare for them. Nice charge in here from the Pontic Royal Cav. Going to bowl over a whole bunch of those Hex Bearers. All in the center, going to have to take out my Pontic Royal Cav, get ready for another charge. These Naked Swords are going to be hacking into those Hex Bearers. And I've got a couple of units out in the flanks getting ready for another charge. So a couple of my Hillmen actually do manage to come back. So Eastern Spearmen at 100 man, Hillmen, you know, the ones that didn't crack immediately are starting to come back into the fight. Got my Gallic Warriors or Celtic Warriors on the flanks coming back in. Really funny stuff. These Hex Bearers are very interesting units, the way that they work. But yeah, you can see the Celtic Warriors with their morale's not actually that great. The morale is 40, which is not hectic. But it's just serves them a little bit better than the morale of the Hillmen, which is 35, and the Eastern Spearmen, which is 25. So basically, if you pop like Flaming Shot and Whistling Shot on an Eastern Spearman at the same time, they are in like a very real danger of routing and breaking. So my Cappadocians on cleanup duty, just kind of finishing off different units around the battlefield. And these Wodenaz Spears are going to get ganged up on by a whole bunch of naked men. So costly victory. Look, like the unit cards don't even fit on the friggin' bill here. So Eastern Spearmen getting 1, 2, maybe 5 kills. Very impressive stuff. And the Hillmen, probably most of their javelins are what cause these casualties here. Naked Swords doing pretty much the brunt of the killing here. 239 kills, 181 there. And then the Pontic Royal Cav, not doing too bad. Actually, I think that's actually a 187 there. And 184. But these Cappadocian Cav, 284 kills there. So a hectic match. These Berserkers, absolutely ridiculous. Almost 300 in every single one. That's hilarious. Anyway, thanks Grim for the game. We'll have some more coming up very shortly. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and we'll see you guys later. Jujubear signing out. Peace.